Hello, welcome to the AJR album review part 2. We're gonna pick up from where we left off and move on to track 7. So, track 7, the entertainment's here. The first thing I'll say is that the beginning of this track sounds like Owen Wilson saying wow, and I am 100% for it.
Wow. Wow.
This is a perfect mix and change in genre from their other songs. This one's a lot more laid back. I told my friends when I was listening to this, it has a very lazy river type of vibe, or maybe something that could be played in certain sections of The Jungle Book.
Oh my god, the entertainment's here. Everything is suddenly amazing here. Sit back,
It just has that very calm, inviting swing to the song. The brass is really strong in this song, and it's almost something like you would hear out of the general New Orleans type of category of music. And the last thing I'll note about this is that they have a very interesting pitch change while they're singing their verses. And I think it reflects the lyrics that they're singing as well. It's not just something that's slapped on for effect, but they talk about the things that they want to do and the things that distract them from their problems.
I used to be distracted by my favorite song. I loved it very much, I made the song my alarm.
And as they come to grips with the reality that they're in, the pitch in their voice changes to a darker, more sinister type of voice.
And now I kinda hate hearing it every morning. Don't wake up anymore, I don't wanna be bored.
Track 8, Karma. This song has a really clean feel to it. I'm not really sure how else to explain it. There's not like a whole bunch of synths and crashes everywhere. Even the beat, it's a very simple but driving beat, and I think that makes for a really good song.
Why are you asking me why?
And the instrumental isn't too overpowering with the vocals. The flow of his lyrics are just for some reason really catchy to me. There's almost a certain swing to those lyrics as well. You can hear it in his lyrics. They tend to go down and then up and then down and up, and they repeat throughout that, and it makes for that swing.
I've been so good, I've been helpful and friendly. I've been so good, why am I feeling empty?
And the other thing for this song is that they bring in a very obvious Easter egg from 100 Bad Days. They bring in the instruments and I guess sort of the choir sounds that you hear. Along with that cowbell, spoon, tapping on glass type of sound. Continues that connection between all the songs. This is definitely my favorite song on the album. There's probably more reasons, I just can't really think of them right now, but it's a super catchy song, especially the end where he does all those lyrics in just one continuous, almost frantic type of fashion, and the lyrics get a little more intense and more personal and a bit deeper, and I really think that it's one of the best songs that Neotheater has to offer. Track 9, Beats. The actual beat for Beats is super interesting, especially during the verses. AJR really goes a bit more random with this one. There's lots of sounds of machinery and clinking and glitches and just other things that I can't really identify. That mixed along with some of their verses where they don't really feel like they have to rhyme, I think, for some of it. It does make it feel different without feeling forced. This song, while it lacks in a lot of lyrics, I don't think that's the worst thing in the world because it actually builds up on the chorus throughout the song. And if you listen to some of their interviews, you'll see that they've had this chorus for a while, and this is really where they start to build up on it. So the chorus was the focus of the song, and you'll see throughout the song they either add more instruments or backing vocals, and towards the end of the song you just have this huge combination of just everything all singing the chorus and all bringing the chorus. It's almost like surrounding the entire area, and I'm aware most songs do this. They build up on their choruses or they build up in the amount of stuff that they throw in, but I feel like this song does a really good job of adding everything and really feeling like it's building up. Track 10, Wow, I'm Not Crazy. This is another one of those really refreshing tracks to hear in the album because it's so different from the rest of the tracks in the album. It has almost an indie feel to it. It has the guitar.
Frankly, I'm scared of clowns. And get-togethers get me down.
Claps.
Don't kill me, cause I'm just a messenger.
And the woos.
Frankly, I feel insane, but you say you feel the same.
And the thing I love most about this song is that it starts off fast, bright, and the lyrics are all pretty smoothly connected together.
Frankly, I'm scared of clowns. And get-togethers get me down.
And then towards the end, it completely flips the table on the song. Instead of it being a fast-moving, bright, and acoustic song, they changed it into this slower, darker, and electronic ending, while still keeping some elements from the main portion of the song. And it's definitely one of my favorite parts. It just adds another part of the story to the song. And it's one of those song structures that most mainstream artists just don't really do with their music, and it breaks it off from generic pop, electronic, or indie songs. Track 11, Dear Winter. The falsettos in this song are amazing.
But dear winter, I hope you like your name.
From a musical standpoint, this song is pretty simple. You have a couple voice tracks and then a guitar track, but it sounds nice. It's good that it's not cluttered, and it's simple, and the lyrics in it are really what brings this out, along with the chord progressions that they chose for this. The chord progression for the pre-chorus kind of has this almost suspenseful and emotional feel to it.
Dear winter, I hope you like your name. I'm hoping that someday I can.
And the lyrics have this story of someone who wants to be a parent and already has hopes for a child's future who has yet to be born. It's a really interesting look into AJR's anxieties and doubts. And we're on the last track. Track 12, Finale, Can't Wait to See What You Do Next. I really love albums that can have a beginning song and an ending song that both complete each other. It really makes it feel like just one whole cohesive story. And this last song does it exceptionally well. They bring back the vintage Disney sounds for the intro. They have their own AJR style for the verse.
Come outside, you fell low, but now you're high.
And then throughout the song, they combine the two to make their Neotheater style.
They want it, they want it, they wanted heaven from me. I gave them hell, now they want.
The emotions and story that this song goes through is perfect on so many levels, especially after they drop off from the huge orchestral chorus and the electronic beats into a more soft, mellow, and thought-provoking bridge, where they then pick up, add more lyrics, add to the orchestra and the sounds, and they just finish off with this huge, victorious-sounding grand finale. One little thing from this song is that it ends with the same electronic sound that you can hear at the end of Next Up Forever. Except in this song, it sounds more like the end of a recording, and you can hear Jack saying, okay. And I think it just makes it a little more personal and friendly. And so let's talk about the album as a whole. First off, this album isn't an album that's trying to cater to generic pop music, and they're not trying to follow any certain sounds that are modern and trendy. Also, the album art is really cool. I really wish I knew more about the story behind why they picked a more puppet-y looking style for their album art this time around. They didn't really just stick with one or two moods for the entire album either, one or two genres, which is really nice. You have the triumphant and impactful beginning of Next Up Forever. The light and bouncy feeling of Birthday Party.
I bet it's always gonna stay this fun. I bet it's easy staying.
The more sad and serious kinds of sounds from Turning Out Part 2. That sort of feel-good, upbeat indie style from Wow, I'm Not Crazy.
Don't kill me, 'cause I'm just a messenger.
And just a bunch of other songs in between that I can't really classify. And honestly, I think that's what makes them so great, is that their songs can't be classified into one genre. If you wanted, you could maybe stick them in electronic or pop, but really, they touch and mix on so many different genres that's hard to place them into just one. Experimentation with string instruments was another thing that was really brought up in this album. You can hear all the violins and other various string instruments in Next Up Forever and Finale, along with the rest of the orchestral sounds. Along with the guitar in Dear Winter and Wow, I'm Not Crazy.
Dear winter, I hope you like this song. Are you ready when it took my temperature?
And the cello in Birthday Party.
This hospital's got lots of crying kids. A minute ago I did not.
Plus the bass line, don't forget the bass line. There were a lot more personal storytelling lyrics in this album, along with a lot more realistic views of what's going on in the world and what's going on with them. But one of the things that I really like in this album is their use of perspectives in this story. For example, you have the blissful child in Birthday Party, the therapy patient who's talking to his doctor in Karma, and the not yet parent that's hopeful for a child who's yet to be born in Dear Winter. They really build up on the environment in each of their songs through their sounds and samples. Some good examples of this would be the little kid singing Me, My, Oh What a Life in Birthday Party. Or the group of people who are shouting out the entertainments here in The Entertainments Here. And every song connects together through lyrics and sounds and the Neotheater orchestral electronic style. Every song just sort of intertwines through each other and makes it just one big story. And I think Neotheater is the first album that I've come across to do this type of thing. So I'm gonna listen to Neotheater more. You should too. Go stream Neotheater on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, just wherever music is available to be streamed, go stream it. Overall, this is like a 10 out of 10 album for me. Like, this is almost as close to a perfect album, if not a perfect album that I've ever heard. Also, I'm gonna go see them in concert. Maybe I'll make a video about that. Maybe I won't. Depends on whether the friends I'm going with are cool with me doing it and cool with me videoing around and stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching. Go stream Neotheater, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, also let me know what your opinions and thoughts were on Neotheater because I'm really interested to see what you have to say about that. Okay, bye.